Mercury. Okay, I'm recording this as Mars is about to go into Taurus, and I can feel it. So Mars is in Taurus now. I can feel it. It's very frustration flavored. On July 8th, Mercury squares Jupiter. This is good for long-term planning, painting broad strokes, but you might become overly confident in a way that causes you to overlook details. If you're going to gain the independence you desire in the part of your chart that coincides with the sign of Aries, what is it with Mercury pinging Jupiter from Cancer? What is it that you need to cultivate? Is it deep, nuanced knowledge of something? Or is it an emotional relationship with something you need to take care of, whether that's a person or a work of art or otherwise, or some kind of body of knowledge? What understandings do you need to cultivate? Since it's a square, you could become, again, there's an opportunity to become smug and also to miss details. So in your loud, excited planning, find a way to get quiet. Or don't be allergic to criticism. On July 10th, the Sun sextiles Uranus. This is a good day to get outside your comfort zone. If you have plans on this day, be okay with them going to shit. Not necessarily to shit. I mean, Mars is in Taurus though, so with Uranus. So it could be frustrating, migraine feeling. It's a day of disruption. You could use that energy intentionally by doing something, thinking outside the box and doing outside the box. Today will be different, more or less different, depending on the Sun and Uranus in your chart and by transit. You might also get an understanding of something weird. It's a day where you could have an epiphany, or it could be a day where you rebel. You're like, this is me, it's my way or the highway. It might also be a good day to make a change creatively. If there's a change you've been wanting to make it today, and you can experiment with the ramifications later within reason. Make change, create change responsibly. Create creative change responsibly. Spark creative change responsibly. Step away from your normal routine today. You might be required to anyway. It's a sextile, so it's an opportunity to do that, and it might be very minor. On July 12th, Venus trine Saturn. This is a much better Venus aspect than June 18th, Venus squaring Saturn. It's a good day to assess your commitments and have a clear, sober conversation about expectations and how not to let other people down. Easier said than done, but today's a good day to talk about it. It's also kind of Venus trining Saturn. I mostly think of closing deals. Depends on what else is going on in your chart, but the mundane transit of Venus trining Saturn certainly helps with business arrangements, coming to agreements about expectations clearly so as to move forward in a way that feels good. There are also themes with practicality and discernment. Venus trine Saturn, Venus contacting Saturn, even in this easy-flowing way, isn't necessarily like the romance and luxury of Venus. It could be that things work out well, or you get the Venus feelings of closeness and experiences of creativity and beauty under Saturn-style conditions, so harsh minimalist conditions. It could be art flourishing under challenging circumstances. Today is a good day to create some sort of art that requires discipline and patience. On July 13th, we have the full moon in Capricorn. This full moon pings all the outer planets. So it's kind of a trippy full moon in Capricorn. It's far out. It's like Bohemian Capricorn. This full moon conjoins Pluto, sextiles Neptune in Pisces, and before that it trines Uranus in Taurus. So sudden excitement. The full moon in Capricorn pinging all the outer planets. 2 of them in Earth signs. One of them is like trippy Neptune in Pisces. This is like a very sacred geometry lunation. You might be able to see into greater structures more easily, although it could be pretty intense with a moon applying to Pluto, the full moon applying to Pluto. If the skeleton is the foundation of the body on which all else hangs, the sign of Capricorn signifies that in your chart. So whatever house the sign of Capricorn coincides with, that can be like a foundation in your life. So how you deal with those themes can give you a better or worse foundation. And this might be a time to penetrate deeply into the raw, down and dirty truths of what a structure in your life really means, of what power related to structures in your life really means, and how that could be a way to offer refuge. Sextile and Neptune and Pisces. Or how you could frame it in a, albeit lofty or idealized, spiritual way. This would be a culmination from the dark moon in Capricorn, which was on January 2nd. Foundations you were laying at the beginning of this calendar year, and how things have reached a culmination. You might find yourself entangled with power structures, or involved with entanglements of power structures. It might also be a time when you find that you've taken on something really big, or maybe you've bitten off more than you can chew, or you're enmeshed with trials of interpersonal dominance. How can you be more strict with yourself? The way things shake out now have been predicated upon how strict you've been with yourself in the past. So as you expend the energy of the full moon over the course of the next 6 or so months, until the dark moon in Capricorn this winter, how can you reconcile the measure of discipline with which you've met the themes in your life that coincide with the sign of Capricorn? The moon with Pluto is kind of an unholy union. It could be utterly dominated and ground down by Pluto's raw, all-encompassing, deep tendrils of power, or it could be an opportunity for really deep empathy. Moon Pluto feels deeply. On the same day as the full moon, we immediately move into a Mercury sextile Uranus. situation. This is an opportunity to look at where you're stuck and fix it through something unexpected, some unexpected innovation. It also seems like I mean, if Mercury's use of voice and in Cancer is a way to like speak to people's needs or even just sound soothing or express emotions. Sextile in Uranus, this could be like you win a karaoke contest. Good karaoke transit. Mercury in Cancer specifically, sextile in Uranus. In Taurus, the sign of Taurus, having associations with the throat and singing. It's another day of excitement, and it's like you might want to address something that you haven't been able to figure out for a long time. Today could be a good day to figure it out, to have things come to your attention that that eluded you previously. And on July 13th, Venus squares Neptune. So this could indicate like obvious associations are confusion regarding your love life, or over-idealizing the romantic or interpersonal relations, having a false hope about something in regards to themes of relating to others or stoking that type of recognition within a work of art, or enjoying yourself, over-idealizing a way that you could be enjoying yourself if something fun is supposed to happen on this day. Perhaps you thought it was going to be funner than it ends up being. I mean, it's Venus at the end of Gemini, pinging Neptune at the end of Pisces, so it could be that you're like overextended in a social way, and it gets you into trouble in a way that upends what might normally be your priorities. So if you leave some space while Venus is squaring Neptune for curiosity and intellectual engagement, Venus at the end of Gemini, like, it keeps it so light, it's all over the place in a way that could kind of get it into trouble. And Neptune at the end of Pisces is very like all pervasive. It's heavy, not heavy, Neptune in Pisces isn't heavy, but it's like permeates the fabric of everything. And this Venus in Pisces, like light, sweet enjoyment. This makes me think of, and I apologize for this, or maybe I don't. It makes me think of how an orgasm feels. Maybe a good day for orgasms. Okay, the full moon. There's a lot happening. A full moon, sacred geometry style, pinging all the outer planets. Mercury also connecting with Uranus, figure something out. Venus connecting in albeit a stressful way with Neptune. So figure things out, have an orgasm, interrogate your relationship with power structures and how that has culminated over the past 6 months. Also on this day, especially with Venus squaring Neptune and Mercury sextile in Uranus, this could be a really good day to make art, like make tricky spiritual art. Jerry Salz says that in How to Be an Artist, suggests that you come to your art practice at the beginning of the day. You know this already, I don't need to tell you it. In the first 2 hours of the day, because if you go any further than that, you'll be entrenched in the chores of the day. And if you can't do your art at the beginning of the day, then at the end of the day, take 90 minutes of rest and then come to your practice for an hour or so. Anyway, on this day, July 13th, full moon, can you just make space to contemplate through art making or figuring something out, or all of the above. Also with Venus contacting Neptune, I think of bhakti yoga, like devotional spiritual practices based on love as a universal healing energy. If that's your cup of tea. If that's your cup of seawater, also chanting. Next, we have the exterior, which is union of Mercury and the Sun. Venus enters Cancer. Mercury trines Neptune. Mercury opposes Pluto.